Hey guys, what is up? Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my channel as always. For those of you who are new here, my name is Daniel Akimpelu, aka IO, and my goal is to impact the world with music and to inspire and teach others to do the very same thing. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I use an iPad for my music production. So let's go ahead and get into it. As music technology progresses, we see so many music producers moving from gigantic studio spaces down to simple laptop setups. Some of the most famous examples include Elangelo, who is an incredibly talented and skilled music producer for Abel, aka The Weeknd, and for people like Phineas, the Grammy-nominated and Grammy award-winning artist and producer for the artist Billie Eilish, and the list continues on. And even more recently, we've seen some music producers moving to even smaller setups using just an iPad for music production. One of those huge names in the industry is Henny the Biz. He uses only an iPad, and he's produced for huge names like Neo, Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, Snoop Lion, and the list continues on. He is Grammy nominated, and he's phenomenal. Here on YouTube, we've seen other producers like Andrew Huang using an iPad, and we also see on YouTube people like I Am Legend, who exclusively uses an iPad as well for music production, and he is also an absolute beast, and I recommend you check out his channel as well. All three of those people that I just mentioned are absolute monsters in the industry, and they are all so incredibly talented, and they just prove that you don't need a massive setup to make incredible music. So today I'm going to briefly be showing you guys how I use my iPad when I'm out of the studio just to get small ideas down and get some music production done when I'm traveling. When I produce on an iPad, I almost exclusively use just 3 apps. I use Bloxwave, I use Andrew Huang's Flip Sampler, and I use the Splice mobile app. And between the 3 of those, I'm able to get a lot of music production done. My go-to app when it comes to getting tracks done, or at least started really quickly, is Bloxwave. That app is super intuitive, super easy to use, and if I'm ever in a creative funk or a rut of any sort, I open up Bloxwave and spend up 10 to 15 minutes in it and just start working, and my ideas just flow. It takes a lot of the thinking and a lot of the mental exhaustion out of music production, so anytime I'm ever in some kind of funk or rut, I just open up that app and it gets me going. The next app that I use is Andrew Huang's Flip Sampling app. This app is absolutely incredible because not only does it allow you to sequence and loop things in real time, but it also allows you to capture real world samples and use them in your music in the app. So that's extremely incredible, and I've loved using that feature a ton. This app is super incredible. Him and his team just developed it over the course of the last couple of years, and I think right now it's only available in the iOS store, but I think it's moving to Android fairly soon. So I highly recommend it. I advise you guys to get it and try it out. Also super intuitive, a little bit more of a learning curve, but it's incredible. You can use MIDI data, you can use real audio samples. Like I said, you can record them or you can import them, and there's a ton that you can do in it. The third and final app that I use is Splice. Splice is absolutely phenomenal, and I use it on both my laptop when I'm producing in Ableton, and I use it on my iPad. Splice is absolutely incredible because every single sound that you find on the app is completely royalty free, so you don't have to worry about any weird licensing things or anything like that, and all the sounds are made by other producers around the world. And if you want to find your favorite producers' samples, they most likely have some on Splice that you can use. By the way, I forgot to mention this, but with Bloxwave and Flip Sampler, you can export stems from both apps, and that's incredible because if you just want to start an idea and you want to finish it out later in your normal DAW, then you can just get started on your iPad and you can import the stems that you've made into your DAW later on and just continue working on it in your DAW. And it's super convenient, and it's really helpful. So that is another massive plus to using either of those apps. And with Bloxwave, you can even create Ableton sessions. So every single thing that you loop in the app on your iPad, you can then open as an Ableton session with all of the loops already built in the DAW. And that's incredible. It takes out so much of the work, and you don't have to actually import stems and manipulate them that way. You have the option to import stems, but you can also just create an Ableton session, and I think that's so cool. Some of the benefits that include using just an iPad for a music production setup is that it's so small, it has such a tiny footprint, you can put it in just a laptop case or a book bag, and it's super awesome. Yes, you can use your laptop typically, but also if you're just away from your laptop and you just want to carry a few less things, you can just use your iPad, and it's super convenient. I love being able to use the touchscreen of an iPad and produce that way. I find it to be a lot faster, and I find it to be just different. It helps me get out of being used to the environment of a laptop, and so sometimes it helps me creatively. So I highly recommend trying out an iPad if you don't already, and if you're thinking about it, I highly advise you to just go for it and get an iPad. I found this one. It's the 9.7 2018 model off of Amazon. I got it for $300, and I've loved it. I've used it every single day, and I have absolutely no regrets buying it. So I highly recommend it. It's linked below in the bio if you want to check it out. So with that, that is all that I have for you guys today, but I will see you again in 2 weeks with a brand new video. I'm super excited, and I will see you there. If you guys would like to support me more directly as an independent artist and producer, you can do so through my Patreon link that is in the description below. It only costs $4 a month, and it helps me out a ton because, like I said, I'm completely independent. And there I post videos that I don't post on YouTube, talking about the behind-the-scenes process for my songwriting, my production, my mixing, and things like that. So with that, again guys, I'll see you in 2 weeks with a new video. Peace out.
Be bent and broken, now nothing is the same.